Hey everybody, I'm back on here again. Today I'm going to tell you a quick story, okay? There was this man whose name was Peter. Him and his brother Andrew, they were out fishing. Peter was out here all night trying to fish, trying to catch him some fish. And as you know, the fish eat at nighttime. So he's out here all night trying to catch some fish. He's throwing his net, he's pulling it in, he's throwing it again, and nothing. He's not catching anything. Hours start to go by. It done got seriously dark. He's out here in the middle of the night. He's throwing his net, still nothing. He's getting frustrated. And his brother Andrew is, ain't really out doing all that much to help him. And so he goes all the way to the point where he gives up. It's in the morning. Now he knows the fish ain't eating no more. They sleep now. So he's like, man, I didn't catch nothing tonight. So he's headed back home basically. But he's out on the water in his boat. And so he's, going back to the shore. He gets back to the shore and he sees this guy over here standing on the shore. He's teaching this big old crowd of people. And the guy, sees the boat come in. And he comes and he asks Peter, hey, can I borrow your boat? For a moment, I want to be able to stand up on your boat and teach these people. They'd be able to hear me a little better if I'm, elevated a little bit. And so this guy's name is Jesus, okay? And so Peter's like, sure, man, come on up. So Peter's in here. He's cleaning his net. Him and Andrew, they cleaning the net and everything. And when Jesus gets done teaching the people, Peter's sitting here listening to him and everything. He gets done teaching the people. And he said, okay, let's go out here and launch out into the deep so we can for a catch and let down your nets for a catch. Peter's looking at him like, man, look, I've been out here all night. And I ain't caught nothing, man. I'm a fisherman. I know you're not a fisherman and everything. You might not understand all this stuff about fishing, but fish eat at night. It's daytime. They sleep now. We ain't gonna. I don't think we're gonna catch nothing. Jesus kind of just looking at him, like, man, let's launch out here. So Peter's like, okay, man, look, all right, I'll go out here. At your word, I'll go out here and drop the net. So he goes, he turns his boat and goes back out to the water. And so Jesus, let's launch out into the deep. Let's go to the deep water. So he goes out to the deep water. And Jesus said, all right, now cast your net. Throw your nets out there. Now he said nets, as in plural. Throw your nets out here, like, get ready, catch these fish. So Peter was like, I told him at his word, I'll throw the nets. All right, let me show him, that I know what I'm talking about. He throws the nets out there. No sooner than the nets go down in this water, y'all, all of a sudden, all these fish just come all into this net. And so Peter's like, whoa, and the weight of the fish is like to pull him, almost yank him off the boat. So he like hooked his net up and everything, like, oh man, and he's telling Andrew, help me, they trying to reel it in. They trying to reel it in. But there's so many fish in there that the net starts to break. So they called for their friends. And he got some friends. Their name is James and John. Their boat was over on the shore too. And so he was like, hey, come and help us, come and help us. And they way out there hollering. So they hear him, okay, we're on the way. They get on their boat and they coming out there to help, right? They get out there. And so they trying to, they see Peter's net is breaking. It's the fish is starting to fall into the boat and everything. The nets are breaking and, fish is going everywhere. Some of them falling back in the water. So they try to scoop up under the net that Peter and them had so they can, try to catch fish. But no sooner than their net went down in the water, more fish came all into their net. And so their net was getting full. So they try to hurry up and pull their net up, to their boat. So now all of a sudden, both boats are getting filled up with fish. And the weight of these fish was starting to sink the boats. And so they didn't know what to do. They was like, oh, shoot, like, what we going to do? Throw the fish overboard? we out here so we can catch the fish. So both of the boats started to sink, And so what they did was, they was like, hurry up, let's get to shore. So they got their boats and they, got it going. They're heading towards shore. And they're trying to get to the shore before the boat sinks. And water's just starting to pour into the boat, The fish is so heavy, like Peter's like up to his knees pretty much in fish. And both of the boats, they almost look like they in a race trying to get back to this shore. And they finally make it to the shore. Boats is loaded down with fish. Okay, they made it to the shore. And Peter, he just drops to his knees in all these fish. And he's like, depart from me. He's telling Jesus, Depart from me, I'm a wicked man. You know, in other words, I didn't want to go out here and I didn't want to obey you. I didn't want to go out here. You know, you told me let's go out here and, you know, and let down the nets for a drought. I didn't want to do it. You know, I was disobedient. He's like, evidently, this man is somebody special. This man is somebody who knows what he's talking about. He might not be a fisherman, but evidently he knows how to catch fish way better than I do, even though I've been doing this for years. And so I'm going to stop the story right there. But I just want y'all to know, it's better to obey God at his word, as Peter said. At your word, I will drop the nets. You know, it's better to do what God said and do things according to his word than it is to sacrifice and not do what God said. God's got a blessing for you when he tells you to do certain things. We have to be able to see, even though we might have tried it plenty of times before and it didn't work out for us, we got to be able to see that when God speaks, things happen. And so I'm leaving the story there. God bless you all. I love y'all. See y'all next time. All right. God bless. Bye.